Alrighty, guys, this will be just a quick minute. For those of you who haven't heard, the verdict is in. The jury came back pretty quick on Amber Geiger. They actually convicted her of murder. And I can't get you any of the footage from the courtroom because it's all live right now. So, wow, that's a surprise to me. And how fast that they came back is really, really telling. Hold on here. Brian, I see you. There you go, brother. Now the next phase of the trial is for the jury to decide guilt. They will they'll have the opportunity to deliberate not guilt but the sentence. There is no probation for murder. She is all she can get is time. The sentence will run somewhere between 5 and 99. That's the range on it. Again, I'm surprised at murder. I really expected manslaughter. My opinion is that was the more appropriate, but the jury's spoken. So I'm looking at comments here real quick. See what we got here. Good, she deserved it. Lady EMS is guilty of murder. Landley, we don't have first degree and all of that. We've got murder and capital murder. Capital murder would be like if you were committing another crime like robbery or if you killed a police officer, that would be capital murder. Gina, yes, the family can sue civilly. Dallas, the city of Dallas will have some liability, but most of it will fall on the apartments and on Amber Geiger herself. Eugene, yes, she's convicted of murder. Now, keep in mind that this occurred with a police officer, and she is unionized police. The union is taking care of her. So there will be an appeal. If they can find something to appeal for, you can believe they're going to put it on appeal. They're going to do everything they can to save her. She should have taken the deal. If she felt the way she says she feels, she should have taken the plea bargain that was offered to her, which was manslaughter and 5 years. You're guilty, you're guilty. Gina says, I just wanted to hear you say my name. CB, I don't know about that. CB says if it's over 10 years, she cannot appeal. I don't think that's correct. I think she can appeal regardless here in Texas. RC, the guilty verdict on murder. Jason, you are correct. If she gets sent to prison in Texas because it's murder, it's an aggravated crime, she has to do 2/3 of the sentence before she's eligible for parole. So she'll sit up there for 3.5 years or so. No, Edwin, the sentence is 5 to 99 in Texas on this. TTS, I just added you as a mod too. This was not her first shooting. She has been involved in one other shooting before that was a line of duty shooting. The thing that bothers me the most about this, I mean, there's a lot of issues here, but the thing that really, really bothered me was how she was treated. Uh, Whack, how much time do I think she should get? Again, I thought the case was manslaughter, but if she got five or 10, I think that would be fair. Um, After the fact, how she was treated, she wasn't put in handcuffs. She wasn't isolated. The supervisor put her in a car to isolate her, and she kept getting out. She was free to walk around and hang with her buddies and her union friends and her boyfriend that showed up there. You know, it's wrong. If that had been you or I that was involved in a shooting, matter of fact, I had a friend recently, about a year ago, that was involved in a shooting. He was on the scene, and it was a cut and dried case. All right. They took his phone, they took his wallet, they took his firearm, they handcuffed him and placed him in the back of a patrol car. Okay? That's how we get treated. It should not be any different for an off-duty police officer. And we're not talking about an on-duty officer. That is completely different. All right? This is an off-duty police officer. She should get the exact same treatment that you and I get. It should not be any different. Yes, Iron Man, she was sexting with her buddy. Yes, Matt, 5 is the minimum sentence. Patrick DeCambra. Yeah. All men are created equal unless you got a badge. That's right. And this is the result of unions, okay? Police unions. They have completely taken over with collective bargaining and politicians, mayors, and such are afraid to stand up to them. They're afraid to stand up to them and say, no, we're not going to give you special treatment. And it's wrong. And we need to start letting these politicians know. It's got to change. They get the same treatment that you and I get. Nothing different. Unions weren't intended for this. Okay, this is crooked unions in action. Unions were intended to secure a fair and safe working environment for people. And I have no issue with that. All right. My issue is that they have set these people up for special treatment and special protections that should not be in place. Should not. Anyhow, guys, I'm not going to hold you up. Dog, yes, she just got convicted of murder. The jury is now going to go back and deliberate for punishment. The punishment range is 5 to 99. They're going to begin the sentencing phase at 2 o'clock today. The jury will get their instructions and be sent back. Keep in mind, this jury came back fast. I figured that they would not come back until Wednesday or Wednesday night, Wednesday evening late, so we wouldn't get the verdict until Thursday. I really thought it would take them a minute to go through all the evidence and everything. They came back fast. Okay, they got this case 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. All right, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and here we are at 11 o'clock in the morning. They're back with a verdict. That's pretty quick, and that says a lot about what the jury thought. So all of this is online. All of it's on YouTube. All the testimony and stuff from the trial. I urge everybody to go and look at it. Go and review it for yourself and see what your opinion is, and put your prejudices aside. I know there's a lot of people here that hate cops. Okay, but put that aside for a minute and look at the case with clear eyes. Okay. If this had been a drunk driver, not a cop, just a drunk driver that ran into somebody and killed them, okay, would that be murder or would that be manslaughter? Not even a drunk driver. Let's take that. Let's just driving down the highway and somebody stepped out in front of you and you hit them because you were looking away. You know, that's not murder. It's manslaughter, and that's how I feel about it. I honestly, I know that there were things she could have done to to avoid this. I get it. But I honestly do not believe she went in there with the intention of just killing somebody. So just my thoughts, my opinions, and I know everybody's gonna have a different thought on it. And I know a lot of you are there are some cop haters out there that will just think she deserves the death penalty no matter what. And hey, if that's your thing, have at it. Let's see. R says, I don't know that she didn't. Based on what I've heard in the evidence and her 911 call, which I've just posted all that stuff this morning, if you go back and look. These are where I've formed my opinions on, and I've been watching this as it transpired. I've watched all the testimony from everybody, and that's how I formed my opinions. You don't have to agree with me. That's up to you. But again, go back and look. Ignorant says, not many cop haters here. We hate the corrupted, tyrannical system. I'm with you. But, I don't have anything against good, honest police officers out there doing their best to do the job every day. Do they make mistakes? Absolutely. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with are crooked cops that are out there doing these contempt of cop arrests, cops that are out there not being held accountable, where there are no checks and balances because their departments are tied up by the unions or like Deer Park Police Department, which is crooked from the top to the bottom. Okay. If you've got bad leadership, if you've got a crooked chief of police, then, the guys at the bottom, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And that's just how it is. So, if the chief is rotten, he's a rotten apple, the whole barrel's bad. That's just how it is. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I just wanted to jump in here and share that news with you. So you can continue to post comments, and you'll be able to comment on this as you go. I'll try and get a video up before too much longer. And trying to look through the comments here, see if there's anything else to comment about. Yep, that's it. All right, I'll get something up here directly, some footage of the guilty verdict and whatnot. Y'all be safe, and I will see you again directly.